I'm Antais and I am going to run Distraint 2. And this will be the run that I'm going to send for the game's approval on speedrun.com. I ran the first one. I had a lot of fun, but I was a bit shocked that the second one wasn't even in the speedrun's website, since there's a few things that might be needed to be... There are a few more things that needed to be mastered to have a good run, and I think it has at least as much potential as the first one to be speedrun. It will be an awful run, mostly because it will be like my second attempt or something. My second attempt at a real speedrun run, a speedrun route, but I strongly hope that people will start running that game, because I think it deserved at least as much love by the speedrun community than the first one. And without further ado, we are going to go. Fuck. Not here. Not here, not now. Now. The difference between... Oh, fuck. I forgot that. I have to quit the game and relaunch it. It's a bit sad, but yeah, I forgot that. I put the game in Chinese. Because I'll try something right here, right now. The main difference from the first one is that, as you can see, they are an introduction that isn't skippable, but I still want it to be on the chrono, because depending on the language you use, it is quicker. And since Chinese has less characters to show, it is quicker than other languages, so it is a part of the run. I strongly believe it is a part of the run. Plus, it's to stay consistent with the first one, where it is on the new game, you start the time. The other difference is the way the inventory works. Since now you can move while being on your inventory, and when talking to people you can use your items, so it's both a potential time gain and time loss. The second thing is that you can run using shift, which, even if the game is way longer than the first one, it's still you can be a bit quicker. So yeah, as you can see, my first attempt was 57 minutes. It was extremely bad. It was awful. I'll try to, but I don't know how far you can go on the time save, so I'll try to aim for the 55. Try to aim for the 55 minutes. Apart from that, what can I say more? As the presentation of the game, I don't have much to say. It's basically the first one, but with a lot of new things and changes of, as I said, the running and the inventory. But there's also the fact that now there's a small animation when you try to enter a door, where Price needs to go to the doorknob and then enter, and then make the entering animation, and it's all part of the animation. I don't know what is the perfect, how do you say, the perfect angle you need to take Okay. Yeah, that is bad. Because yeah, I forgot if you have shift press, I can use the global keys for the splitter. But anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, I strongly believe there's a specific angle you can take when trying to open or interact in general with items. I strongly believe there's a specific angle for each interaction to minimize the walking animation. But I don't know how to do it, so for the moment I'm just going to run and we'll see afterwards. My splits are a bit weird. You'll see that my splits are a bit weird because I based them on a walkthrough guide that I found that was extremely helpful. Okay, I'm gonna. What I was saying, yeah, it was based on a walkthrough guide that I found extremely helpful, but I don't remember the name of the guide. But it was one of the really early testers of the game, one of the translators too, if I remember correctly. So yeah, thank you, dude. Fuck. Ah, I took the key. I don't know. Yeah. Okay. So this will really be the run I'm gonna submit. Like, maybe I'll try to when it will be accepted, if it is accepted, I'll try to do another run to have a better time, maybe. But we'll see. Now that we're waiting, what can I say? Oh yeah, the game is split into 5 chapters, like 3 main chapters, an introduction and an epilogue. We are on the introduction at the moment. That's where I break. Oh fuck. Yeah, it's clunky because as I said, that's not what you want to do. I forgot that. But as I said, I made the game casually once a long time ago, like when it was released, basically. Yeah. You're not good? Oh yeah, I forgot one. Too bad. And then I've done it casually once again before learning the route. Then I followed the walkthrough and I made the routing. And I've just made the run once. So this is basically the second run. Here this is a bit strange because okay. For the fierce creature, you need to run away from it, skip every dialogue, and then be cornered and be touched by the creature. But basically you can just, after the very last dialogue part, you need to be touched by the fierce creature, so you just run to it and you go a bit faster. And here we need to trigger the 2 fierce dialogues and then meeting agony for the first time. Well, not really meeting it, but beginning at first. On the very last right section, we went back because technically you need to, on your first casual playthrough, like, you go fully right, then you see that you don't go anywhere, you go back, and there is a line trigger where you trigger the first fierce dialogue. As long as you feel like you've reached that trigger, you just go back and you trigger it. So we'll go to good shape. I don't know if it's second of minutes of save. I can't really tell. Okay, it seems like it is. I have a save of 1 minute, but not much. But as I said, it is my second run and I've done a lot of stupid mistakes because well, I still don't know the game enough to be like, yeah, I'm running the game. But it's just, I want to submit it because I strongly feel like the game deserves to be run by good runners. So yeah, here we are in the first Hope's domain. And it's just it's just small interaction. Then we speak to Reason, and then we go to another section of the game. Basically, the main chapters are most of the time split like this, like one section in the Hope's domain, and then 2 sections on the the outer world, the overworld. That's not really how it's called, but that's basically that. Okay. Coming from that, now we are going to the card section. There are like 4 people playing, 5 people playing cards. One of them is a trickster, and we are the 6th player. So now we just need to go to its room, but which is the room 22, but it's looking, so we can't do this. So we need to distract him. So we will go to the room 24, where is an elderly couple, and take the puzzle of the old man and give it to Mr. Blackwell here, in order to distract him, and then go to the room 22 and do what we needed to do. I love the new sound. I love the new sounds. Like Jesse, the dev, made a huge work on that actually. Like the dialogue, how the dialogues are now handled compared to the first one. I really like it. We need to hide and just wait for the scene to go on. So like saying the code of his safe out loud so we can easily pray into his stuff afterwards. Just have to pass the dialogue here. And now spam left. Up. Fuck's sake. I still don't know the number of dialogues yet, so there will be a lot of misclicks. Just saying. So now where are we going to go? We are going to the room 26. Now that these guys aren't there anymore, we're gonna touch the memory orb. Going through memory that we're going easy. You just go switch between left and right. You trigger every fear's dialogues, and at some point, here you go. Bombs coming and everything's fine. Pass the dialogue here. And after that, this orb technically allows us to trigger the puzzle solving by Mr. Blackwell. Now we can go to Mr. Blackwell, take the finished puzzle, give it to the old man, and then we can trigger the rest of the events. Off. That's my bad. It was already selected, I forgot about it. But it's okay. Here we go. So we will have a huge dialogue that I actually didn't count in on the last time I split. So here we're gonna go through the dialogue, and I'll have to reset at some point my splits, but it's not really important. In fact, I think I might remove the sum of bet segments. It's just interesting if you want to look at a PB pace or something. Oh no, now people know he's cheating, and the couple here right next to him doesn't really like that, so they decide to murder him. That isn't very nice of them. I know that cheating isn't right, but killing someone because he cheated isn't right either. Just a small pro tip, just a life tip. Okay, so now that we have finished with the trickster, we're going to the movie buff part, which I don't know very well. I don't know this part less than the previous one, so we'll see. Now the specificity of this part is that there's a lot of rooms, there's a lot of different places you can go, but you need the film reel to go on. But you can't have it because you don't know what it is. And basically in a casual playthrough, the goal is just to visit every room and try to find it, basically. And you don't find it. But at some point, you will go back to this room and be like, oh, hello, Reason. And you talk to him, and that's at the end of his dialogue that we're gonna unlock the film reel. And we'll be able to take it. Before that, you wander aimlessly, but now that we know what triggers the venue of Reason, we just walk around and through the different rooms, and we can now take the film reel. We can go back again to the film reel desk. We use the cutting desk and we put it in this specific order. It's always the same order. It's like, and now I don't remember. Go far right, use machine on the left. Okay, sorry. So now we put it there, so it places everything in place, I guess. And now, here we go. So now we go talk to this guy. Because we need to. He's gonna give us one item that will allow... Fuck, I always forget that. It will allow us to go on. So see what happens is like I still have film reel equipped. So it was trying to interact with this character using the film reel instead of talking immediately. If you don't manage your inventory well enough, it's a thing that can happen. And that's, well, that is a time loss. That's not really cool. But it's okay. For me it's okay. So this will be used, it's a bottle cap that will be used as a lens to project the movie we just got. And as I said, it's always the same order. Clock, rocket, wheelchair, and reddish stuff. So we are almost done with the first chapter. Now we just go through the dialogue, this dialogue, and the first chapter will be done. This dialogue is where we meet at last Agony for the very first time. And this is depicted, that seems to be depicted as the main villain, because it doesn't look really nice, you know. Agony doesn't look nor sound like a nice guy. We're just gonna bleed from the face and go to the next chapter. I don't remember if there's another dialogue. I don't think so. No, we're good. So now we're gonna spawn on the Ops domain, if I remember correctly. I don't remember if there's a dialogue before that. But we're gonna go on the... Okay, we're good. The new Ops domain. And this one is a bit long because we need to fish. And we need to go left to fish twice, reach a trigger that will make the night fall, and then we can go back here and finish with the Ops domain. So it's not the longest segment, but it's the most boring in a way. Because it's a bit RNG here, because you don't know when the fish is gonna bite, and you need to be reactive with it. I don't know if there's a way to know when it's going to bite, you know. I don't know if it's a specific time always, if it's settled in stone, you know. But I strongly think it's random. So yeah, you need to be a bit lucky to gain time here. But again, I think it's the only part of the game, of the run, where it's random heavy. It's not that heavy, we can agree with that. Need to wait for the dog to bark. Okay, we're good. It's going pretty quick, that's nice. Now the next trigger to make the nightfall is a call from our wife. But the thing is, I don't know if it's time related or if it's position related. So we might lose a lot of time here because, well, as I said, I don't know. I didn't break down that part very well, or I almost didn't break down in a way. It's just that it's a part that I found pretty boring, so I don't do it much. But as I said, I don't know if it's time related or position related. So we're just gonna round around this part. Okay, we're good. I think it's position related, but you need to go fully left in order to get the 2 fishes, and then you go back right, and then you go back left to trigger to trigger the trigger. And then, as you see, night falls and we can go back home on the right. A bit of a stroll, a bit of a calm part, you know, the calm before the storm. And that second chapter is a bit wacky. We can say that. I'm not sure it's the best word to describe it, but anyway, we are good with the Ops domain, and as you can see, again, 4 minutes. Yay! Because the first time I just got completely lost. I thought that it was time related, so I just waited in front of the house, and I strongly think it is position related. It's a position trigger. So now we start learning from the next. I have notes about the run, so we should be good. So now we just go to the mansion. Now we need to enter a mansion. It's not really a mansion, it's more like a big house, but we'll call it mansion for clarity's sake, because, well, it's easier. And we go there, and now it's a side puzzle, and I don't know if there's a quicker way to do it, but I mean, a quicker way to interact with the pieces, you know. But I think it is the quickest answer that was given to me again by this walkthrough guy, that I just salute, because you helped me a lot without knowing. So now we have another memory that was triggered. If you go left or right, it doesn't really care. It's gonna trigger the appearance of this orb, because it's mandatory to advance, because it will give you the combination of the ribbon safe we went past by on the here, on the and it's here. So yeah, it doesn't care if you go left or right, it's gonna trigger at basically the same time, but of course if you go left, you lose time, because you need to go right afterwards. So now we wait for the fierce creature to pass, and we go back, and we're gonna use our piece. Very good. Now we I took the wrong direction again. We need to go to the left doorway, and then we go to that first door, and we go and take the lamp here, a bulb. It's exactly a bulb. Oh, it happened to me exactly the same thing on my previous run. That's a bit sad. Now we go back to the previous room, and we put the bulb on the room I was trying to go at first, because it was a mistake. We wait for the creature to pass. Basically, I think it's the quickest. And now we put it there. And now we see a wall. We see a hole, a big hole on the wall, and we go there. And now we go fully right. We go to this machine, and it is a puzzle. And we just have to rotate the pieces a specific number of times in order to make the image again. And it's gonna give us the pendulum. are you gonna put on the clock at the entrance? So see, there's a pretty scary guy that's blocking our path. We're gonna see him afterwards. Okay, I pressed halt with... I hate myself. God. Most of the time it doesn't have dialogue. I don't know why I spam here. And now we take the pendulum, we put it here. It's gonna reveal when we go right on new door. The clock's gonna reveal a new door we're gonna take. That part is extremely messy because again that's a part that I don't know well at all. So I'm just trying my best to finish it, I guess. I'm gonna take the fuse because it's gonna be useful for later. Again. This one is a dialogue that isn't triggered automatically, you need to trigger it, so again, if you have an object equipped, you're gonna lose time because he's gonna try to talk and you need to think about it, and I forget. Always. I always forget. It's horrible. Talk to green and... Okay. I still am reading my notes because I don't know the run well, but I just want to submit it, you know. So yeah, here we're gonna hide in a closet and we'll wait for the fierce creature to pass by. The thing is, I never tried it, but I don't think we should touch it, of course, because we die. If we touch it, we die. And that's why we hide on the closet. But the thing is, you can get out of the closet anytime you want. So we just wait for the fierce creature to pass us, and we can go behind it. We can walk behind it and go to the position we want to. I actually want to try something. Here we go. I don't think... Okay, we need to go to the stairs. We need to put the bulb here. Use the fuse here. And it's gonna open to another memory. So what I was saying... So here it's another memory that we need to put our two plushes inside the box. And here we don't want to put it inside the box because we want to keep it with us when we'll go. So we hide it here and then we can exit the memory. What I was saying with the fierce creature is a bit peculiar because you can get out of the closet and go behind it and then try to reach the doorway that we want to take to go here. But the thing is, I don't know well... fuck. I'm being awful. Oh, I didn't stop on the right time either. Because actually... normally I should split the moment I enter the memory, but I forgot. Okay, so now that we have... Now that we have the plush, we can go to the altar and put it in the altar and go on with things. And I'm gonna split at the moment I go inside. So yeah, can I explain what happened with? Yes, the thing is with the fierce creature, they are big boys that are blocking our path, and they doesn't disappear in front of us. At least I believe they don't disappear. You need to take them out of your sight, of your vision, and I don't know the timing to do it. So I lost a lot of time here because of that. So here comes that scary guy, but he explained to us that he's a nice guy. He's lost. We need to cope with him in order to go on with life. I don't want to spoil the entire story, but yeah, if you're here, you know the story, and you also know that this story is awesome, and that's why the game is awesome indeed. Awesome indeed. So. Gonna split here, I think. I don't remember if there's a dialogue after that, but just gonna split here and we'll see. And now we enter the third chapter, which is forgiveness. Yeah, there's a psychologist dialogue. It's okay. My third chapter was a bit better than the second chapter on the first try, so we'll see what time save I can have, but as you can see, the second chapter was awful. I hope if you want to speedrun the game, you'll do better than me. It's not difficult, clearly not, but I do hope there's people that will be willing to run the game. He deserved it again. So we are in our last hopes domain of the game. I don't know what to say now because I just went overboard for the last couple of minutes and saying nonsense and being lost in my thoughts, which is always like that. But now we just go through the ops domain, which is actually, as always, it's easy. You just need to know which triggers what. So just going through the ops domain pretty easily. The next split will be extremely short in a way. Oh, I lost time. It's okay. Now we need to talk to the dog, and we make reason appear. We're gonna meet him, talk to him. I think it's somewhere like, yeah, nice. There are spots that you need to learn to. This is the annoying part, let's say. We're almost done with the ops domain. What, really? Oh, I forgot that too. Oh no. Yeah, I had the letter, so I couldn't talk with her directly again. Okay, so now we are going to go to a familiar place for the Distraint players. We are going to go to the caring home, where Miss Godwin was after the first Distraint. But this time we go directly here. And we're gonna interact with the television. That is a small puzzle that we need to change the dimension of the image on screen to make a finishing image. That's going to unlock a piece. Piece of the last door we need to go, which is here. Now what we need, where do I need to go? Full right, okay. So this part is a bit peculiar because we need to go to a door locked by a keypad. We need to know the code of that keypad, but the thing is, if for that we need to interact with a wheelchair, take a crank and use that crank to go to another room in order to show us the code. But the thing is, we already know the code, so you don't have to do any of that. Shift? Okay. I don't know where my shift key is anymore. That's a bit sad. So now we run. And oh no, fierce creature is coming. As you can see, the fierce creature is a bit different, and you'll see in its behavior too, it will go right, it will pass us through without stopping at the closer. So it's a bit quicker than the other fierce creature. But again, every door are locked, so we have to go in front of the door we want to go. We want to go to the reception. We want to go to the reception, so we want to go to the double doors, and now we just wait for the fierce creature to pass entirely. Now that he activated the reception in the engine, in the door that was locked by the keypad, we go to the reception. And there's a small puzzle that you can find the answer a bit later, and we'll go there actually. And now we take the syringe. You can take the syringe before doing the puzzle, of course, but since you need to wait for the fierce creature to pass before exiting, going out of the reception, well, you can use that time to take the syringe. So, as you can see, there's now a guy blocking our path. So now we go in there, we wake up that guy that is inspiration. And the strange thing about that part is that the motor that we activated in the reception will unlock the barred door, as you could see. But the thing is, we can't go in there yet because there's a big dude. But the thing is, as you can see, it is inspiration that gave us the answer to the motor. And at the contrary of opposed to the keypad, where you can just input the keypad code and go away with it, now you need to do this specific interaction with inspiration to be able to enter that door. It's a bit annoying in a way because you don't really need to interact with him, but because of the triggers you need to. So after going into the blocked door, now unlocked door, we will go to the basement to find the third television. Sorry, I forgot. But since that television is near the double door, it is quicker to just activate the... It's quicker to activate the basement before going to the television. We gain time like this. Okay, so now we have the second television, so we only have one television left. And we are going to the basement to find that third television that will fully unlock that door. We should be good. Nice. we are done with the basement, so now we can go to that door. But we can't, because fierce creature is coming. But same thing as before, we're just going to go to the closet, wait for the fierce creature to pass us, and then we can get out of the closet and spam enter in front of the locked door. And we are almost done with the third chapter, and that is, we are almost done. I don't see shit. We should be good. Yeah. We're good. We are almost done with the speedrun as a whole, because the third chapter is the last before the epilogue. So now we'll have the dialogue with forgiveness, which is technically Miss Goodwin because we gave forgiveness the image of Miss Goodwin. That is a very nice game, full of philosophical things about hope and forgiveness. That's a very good game. I love that game. Anyway, we are good to go. There's the last dialogue, so now it is the epilogue. So now it will mostly be dialogue skipping, so I hope I'll have a bit of save time because of using Chinese. Actually, the thing is, the same as the first Distraint, using the dialogue, the language you want, won't change the dialogue speed, because you can pass the display of a line and then go to the next, but it will save you time for the very first cutscene that you can't pass. I haven't found out if you can pass it. If you can pass it, the language becomes irrelevant, in my opinion. But as long as we can't skip it, using Chinese is better. Now we are going to talk to Greed. We are almost done, actually, with Run. Greed is trying to lure us into madness once again, but Reason comes and saves the day. Once again, Reason is your best friend. Always listen to your Reason. And that's it, we defeated Greed. Get lost, scrub. But hey, Greed was ambition this whole time, but ambition was overwhelmed. Because Greed and ambition are basically the same guy, but Greed is the bad side of ambition. That's how it works. Abandoning again, and then we go right. We'll speak to our parents, and we're gonna split right at the end of their dialogue. What the heck? I actually saved a lot of time for this one. It's only dialogues. I don't know how. I don't know why. So it's another memory. So now we just go to the oven. We try to go to the doorway, but there's nothing to do. So we go back. We examine the clock because our parents are taking a long time to go back home. We try to go there, and then we go back, and then someone's knocking at the door. I think we can go immediately to the left, but I think I just forgot. And then that guy's like, kiddo, I'm from the police. Can you open? And that's where all of the plot twist of the game comes from. Like, our little boy, Price, lost his parents in a car accident, and he went over it pretty quickly, because it shot within himself that memory. He didn't want to think about it, because it's something that traumatized him a lot, and he didn't want to think about it, and that's what molded most of his decision. And that is called trauma. And that's actually what we're gonna discover at the end of the game, is that our main enemy is trauma itself. We're just running away from that very famous elephant that chased us all the way through the first Distraint. And this is it, our main enemy. And now it's just a long dialogue with every character that we met throughout the game. Like, we are talking to Reason, and then we are going to talk to Loss, to Forgiveness, to Agony too. That is actually not as bad of a guy in Fear either. They have a specific purpose. We are just doing that for our sake. So they are doing the bad guys for our sake. Therefore, they are good guys. They are all here. Agony, comfort, loss, fear, love, reason, and I forgot one. And the last one, courage. And thanks to all of the facets of one human being, we defeated trauma. And now we can go on. We interact with the tombstones and we are almost done. The thing is, I don't know exactly when we should cut the run, because there's a dialogue until the very end, and there's not, like, for example, the first one, a huge boom that tells you, yeah, it's finished. So we will see. And plot twist. We weren't in control of Price. We were in control of hope. The lost hope of Price. So now that we have restored hope, we can go to Price and tell him, dude, don't do that. That's not nice. Oh, you can run on this section. So yeah, I'm just going slowly. The thing is, I believe that dialogues should be on the run. I think we should cut here, actually. I'm gonna read time, because I think that's the end of the run, by the way, for Distraint 2, and I hope there's people that will run it. But the thing is, I'm gonna show you, it's easier. There's a small dialogue between the two characters, like, oh, you can go to a coffee shop, like, we're gonna drink something and you're gonna talk about it, it'd be better. But the thing is, as I said before, I don't think the language changed the speed of the dialogues. It will change the speed of the first cutscene. As you can see, there's not a huge visual or audio signal that tells you, yeah, you can finish the run here. So, since I think that language doesn't change the dialogue speed, I think we don't care about that last dialogue for the run, and we should stop on the shotgun fire. So I stopped too quickly because I stopped on the visual indication, but I think when there's the shotgun, we should stop the run. So I will retime it at 51:41. Anyway, since it is the run that I want to use to present the game to the speedrun community, I hope you like that awful speedrun. And the thing is, I really hope we'll be able to build a speedrun community for Distraint 2, because I believe that, as I said, the first Distraint had a pretty nice community, like 10 or so runners, and it was nice, and I strongly think that the second episode, deserved that community as well. So yeah, hope you are now interested in running Distraint 2. If you have any question about the run, of course, I strongly recommend you to test by yourself, because I haven't tested much. But if you have any question, you can ask me if you want. If you can go to the first Distraint speedrun.com page to ask questions too. So again, if you are a newcomer and you haven't run and you don't know neither of these games, play them. They're awesome, but play them casually first, and then if you are interested into speedrun, I recommend you to speedrun these games. They're not that long, as you can see. The second one is 50 or so minutes. The first one is half an hour. They're not very long to speedrun. They're not hard to learn, because it's mostly routing, and then you gain time with details like the way you manage your inventory, the way you skip the dialogues, you interact with your environment. It's not that hard it's not hard to learn. It's fun to run. So yeah, I recommend you to pick up both episodes. But if you are a Distraint runner, you should definitely look for this second episode. So thank you to listen to my TED Talk, and I hope I'll see you very soon on this Distraint 2 speedrun.